Taurus, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. If you are a returning subscriber, I love you so much. I appreciate you. If you are brand new to the channel or just cross-watching, I'm JT. Like I always say, Taurus, sometimes these cards, they line up with us. Sometimes they don't, you know. The major arcana talk about our day-to-day grind, and the major arcana are some of the moments where the universe is saying, hey, pay attention. Anyway, do keep in mind that I always put your haiku poems right before your reading, okay? Anyway, I'll give you the down low. We'll shuffle up and talk about your categories, okay? All right, I've already pre-shuffled the cards, but for transparency's sake, I'll shuffle for you. I wish for you, Taurus, that all of the answers that you need, that you came to this reading for, become clear, okay? I wish for you love. I wish for you that soulmate to come together, that connection, if you're on the twin flame journey, that it is not unbearable for you. I wish for you money. I wish for you all the things, um, you know, that you are trying to manifest in your life. I wish for those things to come true for you, okay? We'll talk about your current energy. We will talk about your crossing challenge. We will talk about your foundation. Talk about the recent past, possibilities, the near future. Talk about the self, the environment, hopes, fears, wishes, or worries, the outcome, and the direction. All right, Taurus, I'm going to take a look at these cards, and while I do that, I have your 3 brand new poems from Haiku Corner. I'll be right back. Okay, Taurus, we open up your reading with the Devil card. Ooh. That's not what you're thinking. Anyway, I feel like there is a reunion about to take place here. We're going to talk about this. If this is for you, take it. If it's not, leave it for the next person. Yep, we got the Devil energy. Okay. We're talking about timing here. Okay. This is magnetic. It's addictive. This is the intoxicating kind of energy here. You know, this is the kind where you can't stop thinking, you know, about this person. This person can't stop watching you or replaying like the old conversations in the head type of an energy here. Okay, I'm checking your profile. I ain't gonna message you though. You know what I mean? This is the masculine energy that's I'm obsessed. You know what I'm saying? I don't think this is a fearful energy here. Don't take it that way. I'm just saying it's got that. You know, I'm dreaming about you. You know, you are in my thoughts. You're in my mind. You know, the feminine energy here is like it's like pulled toward you, you know, but or pulled towards your person, right? But you have that fear of like vulnerability here, okay? And I don't know. I think you feel some kind of a tether to someone. Maybe you haven't fully released this person yet, okay? It could be like a past lover, maybe trying to re-enter back into your life here, okay? Like I said, you guys kind of take what fits here, but this has definitely got. You know, I just found that old ring or that necklace that person, you know, gave me, and it reminds me of them. It's still in you, you know. Someone's jealous, you know, of the attention you're getting. It's got third party, maybe watching you online. It's got that kind of an energy, but we're talking about the strong physical chemistry with someone. Maybe you're trying to detach from them. I don't know. You tell me. It could be like a karmic cycle too. That maybe is reaching its breaking point. But this is the attachment card, right? You know, it's not necessarily healthy in all manners, but you know, there's some fun in this card, right? There's yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that doesn't mean it's terrible. We're going to talk about this challenge though. This will all come out here. This is going to be one of them. Take this with a grain of glitter. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and give you. Yeah, this is all about opening windows. You know, some of you could be having deja vu about this time. Okay, the challenge is emotional numbness, right? It's either from you or someone else here. You know, that missed opportunity. It's got that delayed response, or someone who didn't kind of like appreciate you until now, right? The divine offering's right in front of your face, but you are so busy paying attention to something else. Of course, I'm not going to sugarcoat this reading. This is someone who left that message on red, you know, longer than usual. You know, it's got that, I don't know, the avoidance of emotional conversations involved here. We are talking about the cups, right? Which represents emotion. So, you know, you're bored, you're unimpressed with someone's effort here. You know, it's got, you know, take it or leave it, right? You're tired of waiting for someone to wake the fuck up, you know? I got this vision of open windows for some reason. We are getting close to spring. So some of you could be popping open that window, letting that spring air in. But I feel like this is the emotional opening. You know, this is that someone regrets, you know, not choosing you sooner, you know, so they're trying to open the door to their own position here in this situation. Okay, and I feel like you're afraid of settling, you know, so you know you need that emotional depth, not the crumbs, you know, and it makes sense, right? But the challenge is emotional, you know, the disengagement here. Okay, wanting more than maybe someone's giving. Let's talk about this foundation. Yeah, this is curiosity here. This is someone keeping tabs on you, and I don't think it's the same one. All right, some of you are going to have to just kind of decide for yourself, put yourself there, and figure this out. But you know, I'm stalking your socials, right? Um, yeah, I'm not interacting, but it's not because of what you think. You know, this is the masculine energy here that's typing up that message and then not sending it. Okay, and this is you. If you're the feminine in this situation, overthinking the hell out of every word that you say. You know, I feel like there's somebody coming towards you. You know, this is noticing the glitches on your phone. You know, your tablet shut down, that type of energy. Okay, when you think about that person. Someone's researching you. You know, could be talking about work. You know, or we could be talking about that last post you just sent. Excuse me. Yeah, but I am definitely talking about a person trying to figure you out. They want to know: are you single? You know, are you taken? Are you really in love? Are you really, you know, you really in with that person? That type of energy. Okay, somebody from your past maybe trying to figure out if you're single. I don't know. It could be, but you know, this is that random. This has got that random video maybe that reminds you of them. You know, someone could be jealous here, pretending not to give a shit. But I feel like this is the gathering information kind of situation here, like before they make a move. Okay, so there could be very well this new person quietly observing you. Okay, this is the watching from afar, maybe someone studying you up closely. All right, we're going to talk about this Five of Cups energy in the recent past. If I can get my hand on it, and I did. Five of Cups. Look, this is another one of those situations where, you know, there was some disappointment, there was some regret, you know, emotional loss. Could have been in that person in the past, okay? But I feel like this shifted into something important. You know, we're going to get there. We're going to talk about it, but you know, someone ghosted, someone pulled away unexpectedly. It has all those generic versions. I know everybody's tired of hearing that shit, right? You know, the masculine, he's regretting how he handled things. The feminine, you know, feels guilty for withdrawing this thing. But we're talking about somebody's experiencing the ringing in the ears during this moment of grief, right? The universe is trying to say, hey, this is all about emotional processing here. You know what I'm saying? This has triggered growth. You know, that breakup, that separation, whatever this was for you, this triggered your growth, you know, and I love you and I'm telling you the truth. This is one of those situations. It's, yeah, someone wasn't capable of giving you what you needed. I get it, you know, and you mourned, you know, that version, you know, of the connection that no longer exists, you know. It's releasing all those unrealistic expectations, and it's not easy. I understand that, you know. So you're learning to choose yourself, or maybe you just learned to choose yourself. Okay, but it's got that mourning, what could have been, you know, in this, but this is creating for something better. You know, it's making space for something a hell of a lot better here. In your possibilities, we got the Hermit. Makes sense why, you know. I feel like this is all about introspection here. It's all about clarity. Someone realizing what they truly want. You know, yes, you had to pull back, you had to think. Someone may have just pulled back to think about you. Like I said, it could have been that push pull retreat situation, but The feminine energy needs emotional space, before opening up, right? And so, that masculine energy probably isolated, trying to figure shit out, but this is you seeing shadows, or shifting light patterns, synchronicities, that's kind of like your sign. Um, for some of you, this is someone wanting to talk to you about something deeper here. Okay. Maybe this was you getting that clarity about what you truly want in your love life, in the patterns of your life. Perhaps that new person entered in kind of quietly, right? Disturbed it, broke it up, so there, it's that I'm detaching from that drama, the way this started, the way this is, and just kind of pull back, you know. But I feel like someone's going to return after, you know, kind of this period of silence here. Okay. That kind of tells me there's going to be some more emotional maturity involved here. Okay. But it's the inner truth card. Clarity is definitely taking place here. We're going to talk about your near future though. Right. Once again, you see this card and you're like, shit, really? Sprinkle, remember, just a sprinkle of glitter makes the medicine go down. This is heartbreak, but not devastation. I just said that. You have that hermit. It's clarity through pain, truth through all this discomfort. And I know that's not like something you want to hear, right? And I'm not impressing you with this. I get it. Someone wants to admit they weren't ready before, and that heals the heart, right? So that masculine energy confesses maybe that fear of commitment for some of you, that you were looking for. I don't know, maybe the feminine energy here reveals maybe her past wounding. I say her, it doesn't have to be gender specific, but you know what I mean. Um, but you learned something, you learned that sometimes shit stings, right? And it frees you up. This is that conversation that exposes all those mixed signals. This is, you know, you cut that person off, who kept hurting you, realizing I deserve more. So there could have been very well this temporary separation here, right? Leading to this more of this long-term clarity. Okay. This is the necessary truth card. Yes, it's painful, but it leads to the healing of the heart. Okay. That's what this is. Excuse me. That's what this is about. Okay. Now we're going to talk about this self card here, this Knight of Swords. When you ain't focused on everything, this is coming. This is decisive, it's sharp, and it is definitely ready to move forward. That's what this card represents. No more waiting. You cut through someone's bullshit excuses. Someone sees you becoming way more assertive, okay? Protecting your energy. This is respect. This is your directness. For some of you, you could be seeing, synchronistic signs like 414 on your clock. That could be the time you're waking up, receiving that text. One of those, I can't wait anymore. I have to tell you now. And that's another sign, of your forward motion. This is speaking your truth without the fear behind it, right? You know, um, that Three of Swords, you learned a lot. You know, you're chasing clarity now, right? You're creating clarity. You're taking action. This is taking action on that career or that love life, whatever it is. But this is boundaries that stick. Okay. This is moving away from all that stagnant energy. And I'm, by God, going to choose myself. That's what this talks about. Okay. I'm done playing small. You know, this is stepping into power. All right, Taurus, we're going to talk about the environment. We got the Six of Cups. This reminds me of 3 to 6 week period here. I don't know why maybe it's just that six in the number, but or the balance between the three and the six, right? So something about 3 to 6 weeks here. Your environment is about to become balanced out. This has got equal give and take here. I feel like maybe somebody has definitely got that. I want to invest in you emotionally, financially. For some of you, it could be there could be like a masculine who is around you that just has that generosity about him that feels so reciprocating, right? With little effort. That's that sharing that meaningful coffee in the morning or that afternoon coffee or a conversation with somebody, right? It just feels like home. For some of you, it could look like a new client or some kind of a job opportunity as well. But I don't know, maybe someone pays you back, you know. This is support. This is unexpected, money for some, but this is the relationship that's going to be on the up and up with the balance in it, and since you're not over giving, you're definitely going to see the appreciation in this card, in more like a tangible type of way here. It's not just going to be word salad. This is the reciprocity card. Balance is returning. We're going to talk about this hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. We got this Page of Pentacles here, okay? I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off, and I'm going to poke that old bruise with this one. So here's the kicker. Some of you might be chilling to some old R&B tunes. You've got that I want something real song playing, right? This is the stable offer. But I think there might be some lingering fear here that it might be too small, might be too slow. This is I'm going to send you that small but meaningful message, offering you something practical. And this could look like that feminine energy also wanting to build something slowly, but I feel like there's a song from your past that's playing at the exact right moment here. Okay. This is take a look, see. You're the one that's traveling down the road. We get to the stoplight and you got your tunes up so loud, your whole damn car's shaking, the license plate's rattling, and I look over and you're just singing your ass off. This brings you up again. This is going to make you feel that. I look over at you and I'm like, what in the hell is making this person so happy? But we know, right? It's the new beginning. You're done with the old patterns, right? And I feel like there's consistency coming in here. you know um Something grounded, something stable, some kind of a connection. It may be like a small beginning, right? But it's got hope mixed with a little bit of caution in there. But other than that, I feel like this offering, this is substantial. And here's why: because your outcome in the direction, this is this is stability, it's self-worth. This is that grounded relationship that's forming. Okay. And like I said, there's something stable in this. There's loyalty. you know this is long-term partner type material. you know it's you, the feminine. If this is for you, you're nurturing this connection. You notice it. You understand. For some of you, could be seeing repeating initials, of this person. But this is financially stronger. It's a increase. It's definitely emotionally safe. And I feel like you're choosing this. You're choosing the one who chooses you back. Okay, so this is stepping into your worth, the long-term relationship, everything that's becoming possible. Okay, what I feel like, Taurus, is this is the healthy kind of love. Okay, it's grounded, it's real, it's lasting. You know what I mean? So look, tighten up. This is one of those things. You've got to tighten the grip on this energy. You don't want this to loosen up. Okay, this is clarity that's arrived. This reading is about introspection. It's about truth. This is you stepping in your power. You have the Three of Swords. We talked about it. We don't need to go back, right? We're going to stay forward. Your environment's about to become this merry-go-round of reciprocation, right? The outcome is stability. It's emotional, financial, relational. So I mean, take it with, right? Take it with a sprinkle of love. I don't even know what else to say. It's beautiful. I'm trying to think of what else I might be able to give you some advice on, but the truth is that it's the cards have spoken. So, Taurus, I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you got something from this. Maybe it was clarity for some, confirmation for others. Yeah, it's a little rough ride, and I apologize, but like I said, I'm not going to sugarcoat this reading. That's how I see it. And leave your comments if you want to. Anyway, I love you, Taurus. I hope you got something from it. Hope I get to see you on the next readings. Okay. All right.